I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too, and the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. So basically talk to everyone and then finish up at the locker rooms. So, where is everyone? Looks like nobody is on the second floor. I mean, I'm sure that some people are at like the locker rooms and such. Okay, gym, there's nobody there. Except for... Okay, Hifumi is in the entryway to the pool. Mondo, Kyoko, and Sakura are in the girls' locker room, which makes sense because Mondo and Sakura are supposed to be guarding the body. Okay, Ali's in the dining hall. Celeste is in the warehouse. Aren't there more people alive than this? Here we go. Taka is outside, like in the hallway. What's his face is in the main entrance. So we'll talk to Celeste and Ali first, and then just kind of work our way around the school. Oh, wrong button. God damn. Wait, is this just the same this is the same dialogue that we had on Monday? Yeah, we've already seen all of this, I think. Or not? The first part we'd seen. God damn, this is the problem with not playing it since Monday. Hmm? What are you doing out this late? Oh. I was just... Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps? Well, how did you know? Because you're carrying a duffel bag and you were talking about getting stronger. Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying. Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry. She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone. So Chihiro is Kaiser Sosei is confirmed. I assumed that she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Celeste, that is cold-blooded. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of that track jacket or duffel bag that Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Okay, Celeste's account has been added. Okay, time for Ali. Celeste, I hope you know right now you're the last one who saw Chihiro, right? Admittedly, though, we can't go around accusing the last person to see as someone all the time, because then no one's gonna come forward with like the last scene accounts. Oh, hi Hina. How's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out. She just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry. But don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? Yeah, I don't... A donut, of course. Oh, I could go for a donut. Hey, favorite donut flavors. What are they? Lay them on me. Of course. There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. I mean, really. I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Yeah. On my deathbed, I'll just be like lamenting the fact that I didn't eat more donuts. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with? Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused. I mean, as a non-athletic person, if two very athletic people invited me to exercise with them, I would be a little trepidatious about that. Yeah, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know, she talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex but totally fine with the opposite sex? I mean, there are some people who are just like that. Oh wait, maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? Yeah, Chihiro really struck me as a playgirl. You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Yeah, Oi's account has been added as well. Okay, so there's nobody else in this area, so maybe we should have confessed our embarrassing secrets after all. Damn it! I'm sorry, Chihiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. Do you have anything more to say? No. Yeah, it's all your fault, Taka. I feel bad about it. You still freaking out in here? Yeah, oh. Hey, Makoto. What's up? I haven't been up to anything myself, that's for sure. Definitely haven't looked inside the mailbox. Yasuhiro, you're so smooth. So smooth. Okay, what's missing from the mailbox? Okay, Junko, Leon, and Sayaka's handbooks are all still there. So we already know all this information about lending is not okay, but taking is fine. Hey, Fumi. Ding ding ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit. Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. And Himitsu desu. It's a secret. Are you sure about that? I'm like, Hifumi, did you actually do something useful for once? Yeah, Hifumi, you need to share this. Okay, Mondo, you got anything to say? Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need is to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did. Which, I guess explains the trip down here. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? Yeah, Hifumi being Hifumi. It's your life against the killers, right? I'm like, I think I'll just play this close to the chest right now. No. No. You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't that strong. Like, fuck you. Sakura is right there. Sakura should, like, punch you in the... I don't know, just give you a big poke in the back for that. I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that stuff. Chihiro's complex. Where did it come from? Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul. To target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. That wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. I mean, in general, no, you shouldn't forgive murderers. Not sure if we want to talk to the body or Kyoko first. I guess we'll stick to Kyoko. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation? Generally speaking. But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care. Kyoko, what is more important right now than doing this investigation, which all of your lives hinge on? Maybe she needs to poop. That's fine. Never mind, Kyoko. You go take care of yourself. Yeah, Sakura's turning into an Oni of Vengeance. I can see that, yep. Something besides the investigation. What? Don't ask, Makoto. She would have offered that information if she wanted you to have it.
So?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. She knows that the class trial takes a really long time. She's hitting the bathroom first. But...
Yeah.
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts. That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then? And Chihiro's handbook is missing. That's definitely worth worrying about. Oh, wrong button. Damn it. It does not matter the game. I will press the wrong button 80 billion times. We're gonna just check everything. I'm pretty sure that it's all going to be the same dialogue as before, but we'll check it just before we look at the body. Oh, damn it, I don't have the thing. The poster is blood-stained, which is pretty noticeable, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. I said, maybe they just have good taste. Same thing there. Like, ayo, yep. Okay, the bloodlust. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood. With some pretty sweet font and, like, nicely done work. Just like in all the other Genocide Jack cases. Okay, so we'll look at Chihiro now. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. The more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means that someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Okay, status of the dead body has been added. Well, the only thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. And plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. So I'm assuming that the one place is the AV Club for the extension cord, but the Genocide Jack file would be in the library. Sure. Wait, I can't leave? Oh, interesting. So you're still not going to tell me about the evidence? Okay. Oh yeah, we were supposed to check the boys' room too. Forgot. Oh, I see. 100% I see. As I can't necessarily say what I see without spoilers, so we'll just look at everything. A surveillance camera, yeah, it's the same standard talk. That wasn't one. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? The boys' locker room carpet has been added to the truth bullets. This is one of the monitors. Yeah. So this is what I noticed. I'm like, I see different poster. Huh? This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite fit into the boys' locker room. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right. There's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. Yeah, I'm assuming we can't go through the pool area. I don't think that's actually... Oh, we can! Oh, because that's right. No, Aoi isn't here. Nah, everybody knows that boys love boy bands and girls love bikini models, right? I don't think that there's, like, really anything to look at here. It feels a little bit of a waste of time to come through here. Yeah, why else would they be called boy bands? They're for boys, right? I think I need to talk to somebody who's more familiar with the... Yeah. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. And sometimes Hina and I use it together. This is something that basically every librarian fan I've met has agreed with me on. Okay, I gotta try it. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker room could have been switched? Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see. But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein and coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? Oh. In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee, down a glass of it, and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day, I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now. Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I could only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with? Okay, disappearing stain has been added. Okay, now I think... Can we leave the area? Have we found everything? Yes, okay, we have everything now. Okay, the Genocide Jack case was on this one, I think. Yeah, I want to take another look at the Genocide Jack case file. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that... I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Anything else for me to see here? I have to assume that Byakuya took it. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything else in here that I need to mess with. Maybe it's the lamp? The lamp being out here again? And the lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see, it's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. Right, because we saw this on, and it was there, so there was an extension cord, and that's what's been used to tie up Chihiro. Oh, that's, yep, an extension cord. I wonder if... Okay, we have all of the information now. So, I'm getting tired of waiting. So shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for, the class trial. You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon. Begin the class trial, or... It's about to begin. The red door. It's right through there. Okay, we can save. There. Is there anyone to talk to nearby? It looks like they're all already in there. And Genocide Jack is the murderer because look... Sorry? Just a reminder, any spoilers today are getting met with a 10-minute chat timeout. So is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone? Oh. Yeah, Toko's not here. Huh? And Toko is? You really don't remember? Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. And just like that, and just like he said a few minutes later. Oh, Toko. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. Really? Toko. Monokuma literally murdered Junko. And you think that he's terrible because he grabbed your arm and pulled you over here? Really? That's the issue? Okay. Ooh, so now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there. So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And the murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Okay, we're gonna do our standard left to right. Actually, let's do right to left this time. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. There's something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. You think? I guess I wasn't much help at all on this one. Yeah, thanks, Aoi. You know, you can thank us after we solve this and save your life. Oh, no, I wanted to talk to Toko. Always a thrilling conversation, Toko. Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? Miss Fujisaki. I must admit it, but for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? I mean, it would be nice if justice always prevailed, but... You ready? We doing this?
Dude.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. Shall we begin? Let's do this. We have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Yeah. Okay then, let's get this show on the road. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. What he just said there, waku waku doki doki. Waku waku is like a sound of like excitement, and doki doki is like your heart beating. You never heard the term rip-raring? It's an old one. It definitely is something that is not part of the current slang. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Now we gotta reintroduce it, yeah. Like even though it's not as popular as it was before, like the term salty was a very old piece of slang. So they do come back around eventually. A deadly class trial. Yes, save the data. Yeah, we haven't gotten any new skills yet either. We're not focusing up on people for dating, unfortunately. I don't think that there's necessarily anything that we really need to review. Let's set the skills. All we have is Melodious Voice. And I believe that's already set. Yes. It's time. I'll rise for the class trial. Let's begin. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then, so first off, let's talk about the murder weapon. First we have to make clear it was used to deliver the fatal blow. Let's be honest, old slang insults were just built better. I mean, when was the last time you heard someone called a nosebagger? Yeah, well, I'll talk about it later. Yeah, it was a head wound. According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument, but what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? But it was an iron pipe. It's not right. Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon. Okay, so now I like to let it go through once so that way I can see all the options before I choose which one to react to. Wait, wrong button. God damn it. I gotta aim where it's gonna be. God damn it. How? Am I like true? Let me controls. Aim, silencer, fast forward. Okay, I think it's RB is the one to slow it down. Concentrate. Yeah. But when I press the button, it only slows. Okay, let's see if it's actually the what kind. No, okay. There. God damn. Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury. And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one. You looked at her head wound? I mean, yeah, Aoi. We kind of have to do that. I understand that you didn't help at all, but the rest of us have to pick up that slack. That's so creepy. She's just like, whatever, dude. If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to a discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear. Well, for real? Chihiro's killer is... the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. You're wasting your points, yep. Genocide Jack, a fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? Yes, tell me about the new mechanic. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. Okay. In which case you can just forget about the silencer and focus. Yeah. Case closed as far as I'm concerned. He's sorry. But that's impossible. Why? What makes it impossible? Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it. Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is. Oh, Hifumi. Not up on current events. The thing Byakuya showed me in the archive, one look at that and anyone would be convinced. It shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack. Yeah, it's gonna be gone, damn it. Got it. I might know one reason he could be involved. What? I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file for the police put together about the Genocide Jack case. What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? That something like that. What was something like that doing in the library? The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appears to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder. Hifumi. Oh, that's right. Boob lust. Not quite, Hifumi. Yeah, no, actually, it's bloodlust. But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that's never been made public. Never made public? What the hell is it? Yeah, enjoy your leftovers, dog. Make sure you let me know what you're munching on. Why don't you tell them, Makoto? The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, has to do with the positioning of the body. Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department. However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack. No fucking way. You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us? Yes, in fact, it's Toko. Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa. You lie! What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a second. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood? Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no. Another riddle. Man, why's this gotta be so complicated? It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not to be Toko? The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? No. I don't think I understand exactly what is meant to be happening in that. Fuck. Nobody believed. Yeah, so I just lost and have to restart. God damn it. I gotta reread exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in that. Yes, give it another shot. Okay. If you shoot the wrong letter during the Handman's Gambit, you'll take damage. Influence gauge reaches 0, you'll fail the case. This determines what special actions you can take. Holding on the RB button, you can concentrate and slow down the passage of time. Shoot the letters with the Y button. I think I was actually pressing the A button, which isn't great. You have to shoot some letters more than once to destroy them. Okay, that actually is slightly helpful. Okay, A shoots the letter as well. Okay, so that didn't matter. Pretty sure you have to search for specific letters, not shoot blindly. Yeah. The thing is that I'm not sure what... Like, is there any sort of indication? Because I'm not sure what this is actually spelling this time. I think a C went in. No, that was a miss. Okay, an S went in. Trying to think of what this could be fucking spelling. Okay, I'm gonna fucking lose this again because I have no idea what this is supposed to be spelling. Just use your mind dictionary. I play word games all the time too. Oh, is it spelling like schizo or something? That's not... Okay, that's not the greatest term for this. Okay, it's probably supposed to be like a Z there. Genocide Show and Toko are the same person. Yeah, let's... I figured out what it's supposed to be now, so that's a little bit easier. Oh, Embers, what's your news? I forgot, like, it's a little bit of a dated term, too. but it is a bit of an older game. Oh, do I have to do them in order? There. I'm glad it doesn't like super penalize you for getting it wrong too, because yeah, like that is not what I would have said for like a split personality. I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder? Oh, okay, but still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is... It's perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality. The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Yeah, her behavior changed. You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right? That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then when she woke up. Yeah, we got there. Eventually, we got there. I'm fine. I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. I still maintain that the way that Genocide Jack talks reminds me of Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared. Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission. Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can. So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack? I won't let Genocide Jack have control. You know, she wasn't particularly subtle about this. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out. I mean, is Genocide Jack too stupid to know how to unlock a deadbolt? You know? Like, this seems like when you lock yourself in a room, you are able to unlock it and get out again. What? Toko was afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people. How? Yeah, how could you know all of this? I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all of this?
どうしてバラしたのという意味だ。
No, what she wants to know is, how could you tell them? Huh?
そいつが俺に妙な相談を持ちかけてきたのは、昨日の夜、モノクマから動機の話をされる直前だった。
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
そこで、そいつは実に興味深い話をしてくれた。
She told me a most interesting story.
自分の中に殺人鬼がいる。そいつが暴れ出さないかといつも怯えている。
She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
そのせいで自分はネクラで排他的な性格になった。
And that
そう
trepidation,
だったよな。
and that trepidation is what caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
嘘だよね、福川ちゃん。
This is all a lie, right, Toko?
待っててくれるって言ったのに。
You said you wouldn't tell anyone. What?
約束したのに。騙したのね。
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
お前が勝手に勘違いしただけだ。聞いてもいないのに自分の不幸話をひきらかすなど。
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
ここは現実世界だ。恋愛小説の世界じゃないんだぞ。
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Yeah, I definitely heard the word for romance in there, didn't I?
それに約束を破ったのはそっちが先だ。
Besides,
お前は確かに言ったはずだぞ。
Besides, you broke your promise first.
ここにいる間は何があろうと絶対にジェノサイダーには人殺しをさせないと。
You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone.
それにもかかわらず。
But in spite of that promise, I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
約束を守れば付き合ってくれるって。
You said if I kept my promise, you'd go out with me.
だから約束したのに。
That's the only reason I promised.
だから言っているだろう。それはお前の勘違いだと。
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
だが、どちらにせよ約束は守れなかったな。やはり人を殺す快感には勝てなかったか？
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
努力したわ。必死に押さえつけようとしたけど。
I tried. I swear I tried to control it. But
残念だったな。その努力は無駄だったようだ。
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
ひどい。
I hate you.
さてと、そろそろ前座は終わりだ。あとは本人から直接話を聞くとしよう。
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
何？
The person?
それって。
You don't mean... Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second... Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see? Ooh, what the heck? What? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill. Galmeth, hello! Welcome in. What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you?
ねえジャージー国だからって何さその片方の人格が殺人鬼だからって何さ
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality.
てっぺんの一つくらい目をつぶってよね
So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults. She's so intense. Yeah, that's the way I describe it.
殺人は健全な精神と肉体に宿るの
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
それにしてもここまで違うものが普段のあいつとは
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
そう世界の全ては表と裏で構成されているのです
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
9回表に9回裏があるように真実の裏に嘘があるように
Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
ネクラの裏には太陽のような朗らかさがあるのです
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun. At least the side of Toko seems a bit more joyful. Honestly, she's kind of giving deranged magical girl vibes with the way that she's talking. It very much makes me think of like Sailor Moon's speech, like after she transforms. A pretty soldier in a sailor suit, a soldier of love and justice, Sailor Moon. You know, it's like, ah, yes, sailor genocide. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
ですねジェノサイダー少さん一つ聞きたいのですが
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
何
What's up?
あなたが黒幕って話があったんですがそれについてはどうお考えですかね
Some of us think that you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
教えよ私こそが正真正銘の黒幕なのだ
Well, I'll tell you, I'm the mastermind of all masterminds.
嘘だけどね
Just kidding.
じゃあ違う
Then it's not true?
当たり前でしょ僕をそんな変態さんと一緒にしないでよ
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
っていうかさ外の警察も外の社会も最近は本当に無力化しちゃったんだね
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless.
こんなおまぬけ殺人鬼を野放しにしてるなんてさ
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town. Also, that tongue is longer than it should be. Yeah, 100%. Look at this. I don't know how having a split personality turns you into Venom, but apparently.
自分が加害者なのは分かってるでもね生きるってことは他人を傷つけることでもあるの
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
人は生きるために人を傷つけ生きるために人に傷つけられているの
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. I mean, maybe you're doing it wrong? Monokuma up here, like, okay, I might have abducted you all and forced you to kill each other, but even I have standards. Just kidding again.
これでお前たちも分かったはずだその殺人鬼が藤崎を殺したんだよ
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
動機もある以上間違いない
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
動機だと
A motive?
昨日俺たちはモノクマに言われたな
Remember what Monokuma told us?
24時間以内に誰かを殺して卒業しなければ恥ずかしい思い出や誰にも言えない過去をばらすと
If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. I mean, you're making a big assumption that this is what the secret would be. I mean, I guess it is very likely. Because Toko did seem I was about to say, like, what if Toko's not embarrassed by this at all? She's just like, yeah, whatever.
では深川塔子の思い出や過去がジェノサイダーの件だったらどうだ
That mouth is just a triangle. Oh god. So, fun fact, my good friend Flora over at the Dungeon Lounge, she makes something that I call triangle face at me, which is just a way that, I don't know, it's just some terrible face that she makes at me that I find absolutely horrific. So sometimes I'll just be yelling like triangle face at her and then she'll do it. Anyways, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
そんな事実をばらされてしまえば深川塔子は間違いなく破滅
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
絶対にばらされたくないという動機も存在したんだよ
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
なるほどね。なるほどなるほどなるほど。
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
でも残念でした。私は犯人じゃないのです。
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit. Genocide Jill is Canadian confirmed.
ですが、あなたのような殺人鬼以外にあんな猟奇的な殺しができるとは思えませんわ。
But I can't imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
だけども、それが真実なのよね。
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
誰が信じると思う
Do you really expect any of us to believe you? I mean, like, I can see why they wouldn't believe her, but also I'm like, have you kids never heard of a red herring? Have you never thought of the fact that if somebody knew that there was a murderer the way that Byakuya knows that there's a murderer, that might seem like the perfect scapegoat?
そうだよ。殺人鬼の言葉なんて信じらんないよ。
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Okay, status of the dead body. Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
そんな言葉を誰が
You
信じ
say
る
that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
アリバイでもあれば別です。
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things?
なんかそれっぽい。
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
今回の殺人と過去の
When you
お前
compare
の
your
事件
past murders to this incident,
完全に手口が一致し
the
ている
modus operandi matches. What more proof do we need?
諦めろ
Give it up.
犯
You
人は
killed
お前
her.
だ
I mean, did it match though?
そんな言葉を誰が信じると思う
アリバイでもあれば別ですが。
なんかそれっぽい。
今回の殺人と完全に手口が一致しているそれ以上
God
の
damn
根
it,
拠
too
は
slow.
あるまい諦めろ犯人はお前だ
At least we're in like roughly the right spot now.
アリバイでもあれば別ですが。
今回の殺人と過去の完全に手口が一致している
There, got it.
それは違う
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I fired and I missed. How is it any different?
おやおや、わかんないの？
Oh, you don't know?
じゃあ教えてよ。
Well then, human garbage, let me tell you.
私はね、
I murder
情熱を持ってやってんの。
I murder with passion and conviction.
だから私の殺しには一流ならではのこだわりってもんがあんのよ。
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
人気ラーメン店がスープや麺や具材にこだわるのと一緒。
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
だけどこの藤崎千尋の殺人は
But what happened to Chihiro?
これじゃ人気ラーメン店監修のインスタント麺程度の仕上がるよ
It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
こんなの私の仕事じゃないわ
This is no creation of mine.
僕からもう一度ちゃんと説明するけど
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
藤崎さんの殺人と過去のジェノサイダー小事件には明らかに異なる点が2つ存在するんだ
There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. I mean, is it the billions of pairs of scissors stabbed into the victim? Do you think that might be a difference? Here you'll see a clear difference.
これだ致命傷が違うんだよ
For one, the cause of death is different.
過去のジェノサイダー小事件の被害者たちは全て同じ方法で殺されてたみたいだった
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
同じ方法事件ファイルを見る限りみんなハサミで殺されてたんだ
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
でも藤崎さんは頭部を殴打されて殺されてたよね
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
確かに過去の事件とは違いますな
Ah, yes, that is remarkably different from the other murders.
変だよねいつも同じ手口のジェノサイダーショーが今回に限って手口を変えるなんて
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? I mean, I guess it depends on how, like, if she was able to acquire scissors while at the school. Admittedly, we have scissors because we got them from the gacha machine.
でもそれだけじゃないんだ異なる点はもう一つあるんだよ
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
そう私の殺人芸術において血文字がチャーシューだとすると
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini,
貼り付けとはいわば煮卵なの
then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
普通なんかラーメンに例えるのそろそろやめね
Could you please stop comparing people to cooking? Yeah, I'm getting hungry, Toko. Can you stop?
つまり2つ目の相違点とはその貼り付けに関するものなのだな
So are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged? That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed with their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. She had the extension cord.
藤崎さんの貼り付け
Do you
これ
remember
使われてた道具を覚えてる
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her?
彼女は手をロープ状のもので結ばれて貼り付けにされてたよね
They'd use some kind of rope to hang her up by the wrists.
それがどうしたのです
What is your point?
だけど過去のジェノサイダー小事件で貼り付けに使われてたのは
I just love how we're like, there's a difference between the historic cases and what we saw. They used a rope to hang them up. And she's like, what is your point? The point is there was a difference. Like, let me explain it to you slower. Yeah, it's a lack of consistency, Celeste.
それも鋭利なハサミだったんだよ
Specifically, pairs of razor sharp scissors.
あのね私は殺しにも貼り付けにも自作のマイハサミを使用しているの
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Toko, if you're custom ordering a whole bunch of scissors for murdering, are the police just incompetent? Are they like, oh, let's take a look at these scissors and see if we can figure it? Oh, one girl custom ordered these. They don't exist anywhere else in the world. It's literally one person. No, she's a schoolgirl. She couldn't possibly be a murderer. Yeah, modus operandi, you'd think that the gambler would see patterns, right?
一流なんだから道具にこだわって当然でしょ
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And do you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 difference, but he's wrong. I'm Big Mac, apparently. Big Mac, are you referring to me? She probably makes them herself. That is a good point. You know, she could be making them herself. But, you know, the level of, like, machining that would be needed to make a pair of scissors from scratch is actually quite impressive. What was Toko's special expert subject before we knew she was best at murdering? She is a novel prodigy. As a high schooler, or even possibly younger, she wrote and had published a best-selling novel. Huh? My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there just waiting to be discovered. A pattern? I mean, like, I can see why you're calling her, like, a lowly girl, but, like, really I feel that that description is more apt for Celeste. Figure that out and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed the little lowly girl. Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims and Chihiro didn't fit. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl. Is it because Chihiro was a girl? Bingo, bullseye, right on the money. What are you talking about? In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Issei, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30, Komatsuna Taro, Takefumi Gono, Uchida Naohia, Takeshi Masamue, Yuto Yumejima. There's no end to it. They were all guys? That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men. I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed! It's a good thing. The hell is wrong with you? Oh, that's the term I've been trying to remember. Fujoshi is like a gross fangirl. Well, I shouldn't say gross, but like it literally means like rotten woman, and it's meant for like usually like yaoi fangirls. I can't help it. I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam. So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her? You know... Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only. I mean, fusion food is also very good though.
だがそれはあくまで趣味や思考の話だ。
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
生き残るために殺人を犯さなければならない場合は話が別のはずだ。
It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive. I mean, I still feel like if Genocide Jack took control of things and wanted to kill in order to survive, so that way the secret of Genocide Jack would not be revealed, that she still would have picked a target that was more to her taste. Like Byakuya. Quiet, lowly cur. Lowly cur. It's the first time Byakuya has ever been spoken to like that in his life. I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, it likely would have been Mondo or Yaku or the student council guy. I mean, honestly, or even us. Like, I'd say that out of all the characters that are still around, we're the closest to being described as he's just a little guy. You know? Why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It would make me the obvious suspect. Toko's the only person here with half a brain. Yeah, fair point, yeah. That does make some amount of sense. Although that is assuming that, like, Genocide Jack seems to be insinuating that, like, she's able to control this. But there are a lot of, like, killers and criminals out there who, whatever trademark they're doing, it's like an impulse that they can't control, right? So, I don't know. Really, I guess Toko is saying that she's like the wet bandits from Home Alone, and she's just doing this all to be kind of an asshole. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. You see, everyone here has a quarter of a brain, but since Toko has two personalities, they're able to put their smarts together. I love it. I love it. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you use the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school. It would be very interesting because, like, we do have a pair of scissors that we got out of the gacha machine. So if we had dated Toko during one of the free time periods and had gifted her the scissors, would that affect the outcome of this story? It's something that if I ever do another playthrough of this, I might have to try that to see if it goes different. Real talk, how can Fumi fit into that stand? He's just, you know, you just suck it in, step in. He's fine. Any scissors? I don't use just any scissors. I use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors. Never the mo must be upheld. Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school. Are you sure about that? Ka-cham! She's fully equipped. That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Always strapped, always ready. Toko is ready to throw down anytime somebody disrespects her. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot, so rope's totally out of the question anyway.
わけがわからなくなってしまったぞ。本当にこの殺人鬼は犯人ではないのか。
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
だけどよ、あの死体は貼り付けにされてたんだぞ。それって一般人は知らねえはずなんだろ。
But the body was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that, or anyone who went into that room and started browsing through and found the case file. I mean, the information has been there this entire time.
だから模倣犯じゃなくて本人の仕業って話になったんだしね。
Yeah, that's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever. Actually, hold on. There is one person, like Byakuya knew it. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. I mean, like, I'm not saying that necessarily it is you, Byakuya, but you knew it.
これが僕の答えだ。戸上君、君なら可能だったんじゃないかな。
Yeah, if she's not guilty, I'm excited to see what they'll do after the trial. Just let her roam about. Yeah, that's definitely something that is going to be a little awkward afterwards. Hey, hey, Toko, did you want this seat? Yeah, you can have it.
君は非公開の政府関連資料や警察内部資料にも簡単に目を通すことができるような人物なんだし。
You have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
それにジェノサイダー小事件の捜査報告書は前からよく見てたんだよね。
Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack files before this all happened, hadn't you?
つまり戸上白夜殿が犯人だと。
Are you saying that Mr. Togami did it?
では戸上くんがジェノサイダー小犯人説を主張していたのは
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was
ジェノサイダー小に
because
自分の罪をかぶせるためだったのですね。
he wanted to pin the crime on her.
じゃあ現場を偽装して私の犯行に見せかけたのって。
So he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I'd put my stamp on it.
イケメンメガネだったので燃える。
The adorable glasses man was behind it all? Ah, I'm on fire. Well, Byakuya, what's your response? You think it's a little too straightforward for this game? Yeah.
そう。俺が怪しいと言うんだな。
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Well, I mean, you've been kind of suspicious, Byakuya.
では聞くが、いつから俺が怪しいと思い始めた？それについてはどう答える？
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
今振り返って考えてみると、
Looking back and thinking about it now,
死体を発見する直前の戸上君の行動、あれがちょっと気になったんだ。
the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. And the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
戸上君は最初から女子更衣室に行こうとしたよね。でもさ、男子だったら普通は。
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
男子更衣室から見るはず。
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? I mean, that's some pretty weak reasoning there. I mean, you could think of the one that you haven't been in. You know, like you've been in the boys' locker room like multiple times, so you know you're familiar with it, and you want to take a look at the thing that is the like less familiar first. It has to be how it actually stays in the mouth when Toko is in the question. Maybe it's like, isn't it something about like hummingbirds? Their tongue wraps around their brain or something because it's so long. So maybe that's what's happening and why she's so cheery when she's Genocide Jack, because she doesn't have the pressure of her tongue brain wrap anymore.
被害者は女の藤崎だった。だから女子更衣室を先に調べると言ったまでだ。
The victim was Chihiro, a girl, hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room. But that's terrible logic, Byakuya, because you didn't know that the victim was Chihiro until you went into the girls' locker room and saw her. So you were... Oh, it's woodpeckers? Ah, thank you. Like, I knew it was some sort of weird bird. So, like, you're insinuating here that you knew that Chihiro was the one who died before you saw the body. Really, Hifumi? You don't see anything strange about that? Thank you, Makoto. So what's so strange about it? Go ahead and share with the rest of the class. I already have. I am like 2 fucking steps ahead of you. There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. Oh my god, another mechanic. Okay, what's going on? We're gonna add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. The memorized phrase can only be shot once as a truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it'll disappear from your truth cylinder. Okay, so instead of having evidence that we've collected before, this is taking something that someone says and then using it against a weak spot later on in the same kind of situation. And Makoto, thank you for putting the average intelligence of everyone in this room above room temperature. However, you can use the flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or a contradiction loaded in your truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I'd say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting it or anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, I already forgot which button we're supposed to use for the flashback. Okay, what button is the flashback? Y button. Hold Y. Okay. So you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird how? If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you absolutely take it. No, you don't. That's the natural reaction for any guy. No, only for creeps. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest that we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that? I wish you'd take me with you. Okay. There we go. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we had actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. Yeah, how did you know Chihiro died? I mean, admittedly, you might be able to infer it based off of the people that we talked to and how many, like, but even then, that was the whole thing. There was only 4 people that had met up and that we had seen before the body was discovered. So there was lots of people that it could have been. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up. I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. I mean, I think that that's pretty damning evidence. You're not really refuting it. You're just like, and what, bro? What else? Like, you're not really... You're like, so what? So what I knew? That the... Like... Are you a politician? Like, no, we gave you the proof. Yeah, 5 out of 12 people were cleared, the victim, and 4 people that were accounted for. And even then, like, they're not necessarily clear. Just because we talked to them before the body was discovered doesn't mean that they were the murderer. But at least, you know, that's for, like, you know, a bunch of people that we saw ahead of time. Yeah. What's with Byakuya's attitude? Like, he doesn't even care. I got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him?
どうした？それで終わりじゃないだろう？他にも根拠があるんだよな。
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it. Yeah, your fingerprints were on the strangle victim's neck. There's video footage of you doing it, and we have 3 witnesses. Okay, so that doesn't prove anything. Fake news. Like, this is altered video. There is, I think. There is more to it. Think about it. Your Honor, if I was lying, wouldn't my pants be on fire? Love that. For some reason, I absolutely heard that in, like, Lionel Hutz's voice from classic Simpsons. God damn it, I'm getting so many emails. We just talked about the difference between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. I love Lionel Hutz. He was one of my favorite characters from The Simpsons. Lionel Hutz and Artie Pye, the helicopter pilot for the news station. Those are like my favorites. The proof you're looking for is hidden there. Oh, proof that I'm the culprit, you mean? The difference between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. I mean, we've covered most of the major differences. The gender, air quote. The positioning, the knife. Evidence, oh, the extension cord. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Library desk lamp, okay. What, the difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use the same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope, was it not? That's right, it absolutely was. There must be something very fishy about that rope. Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh? I've never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, someone else must have had it hidden away somewhere. Okay, so... Yeah, the item that she'd been bound with was used like rope, but it wasn't actually rope, it was a very specific object. So, not scissors, not arrange the body. There. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord. What? An extension cord? Like, literally, students, you looked at this and you didn't notice a fucking plug hanging off it? Like, not just the plug, but the extension end, like the outlet end. There should have been like a big fucking box hanging off of this, and nobody noticed. They're like, oh yeah, I guess it's like a jump rope or something. We are in the gym after all. Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time. Went missing after the murder.
そのことに気づかないはずがないよ。
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
では延長コードを持ち出したのは戸上くんだ。それ以外には考えられまい。
I mean, that's a little loose logic there. The Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility. I mean, all he has to do is be like, yeah, no, I noticed this morning that it wasn't there. Okay, somebody else went into the library and took it.
なるほど、そうか。では結論はこういうことか。
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this?
俺は藤崎千尋を女子更衣室で殺した後、死体の貼り付けと血文字をでっち上げ。
I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room and then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
その犯行をジェノサイダーショーの仕業に見せかけた。
I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
そういうことでいいか？
Is that about right? He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait. Not even involved.
どうした？それでいいのかと聞いているんだ。
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
いいに決まってんだろ。これで決まりだ。戸上の野郎が犯人だ。
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
賛成度反対度反対だのだ。
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
ゲームだのなんだの言っていた戸上くんならいかにもやりそうな犯行だ。
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
さ、もうちょっとだけ待ってもらえる？
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second?
もう少しだけ話し合ってみない？
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
あ？そんな必要あんのか？だって犯人はもう決まったべ。
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
そうかもしれないけど。
I know, but still. It's like, so double fake out case. Does that mean that the next one is going to be like a triple fake out? Also, Byakuya, if you know that you're not the killer, maybe you should stand up for yourself a little bit more and say that and present evidence to support that and maybe, you know, have a theory about someone else.
やっぱりまだ引っかかるんだ。
There's something that's still bothering me.
わかる？何が引っかかるんだ？
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? It's twice as many plot twists every time? Oh, so it's increasing exponentially. Got it.
俺が藤崎千尋を女子更衣室で殺し、その死体を偽装した。
I killed her in the girls' locker room and then disguised my crime. Next is 4, then 8, then 16. God, I cannot imagine how long a class trial with 16 plot twists would take.
そうすることでこの犯行を頭のおかしい殺人鬼の仕業に見せかけた。
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
それの何が引っかかるんだ？
What about all that bothers you? Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? I guess I should have been paying more attention to what he said there. It's you, it's me, it's him, it's her. It was, in reality, the class turtle in the end. No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. It's the scene of the crime.
これだ。戸上くんは藤崎さんを女子更衣室で殺したって言ったよね。
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
でも本当にそうなのかな。現場が他の場所って可能性もあるんじゃないかな。
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
まったく、お前にはがっかりだ。
How disappointing.
何を言い出すかと思えば、期待外れもいいところだな。
What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
あいつは間違いなく女子更衣室で死んでいただろう。
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There's absolutely no question about that.
現場が他の場所でなどあるわけがない。
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else? Shelbert the snapping turtle, convicted genocider. That terrible Shelbert. I knew it was him all along.
だけど他の場所で殺された後に運ばれた可能性だって あるんじゃないのかな。
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed elsewhere and then carried there later,
現場ごとさ。
along with the rest of the murder scene.
現場ごとだと
The rest of the murder scene?
そこまで言うからには根拠があるんだろうな。
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that. I'm gonna have a sip of tea, so just give me one sec. Okay.
あるつもりだけど。
I believe I do. Hey, Byakuya, Did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
おい、諸君らだけで勝手に話を進めるな。殺害現場が他の場所とはどういう意味だ。
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
あいにさっさとしろ。
Come on, Makoto.
現場が他の場所だという可能性があるならその根拠を言ってみろ。
If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof. Yeah, no worries, Dog. Evidence that the murder took place somewhere else. Hey, Rin, how's it going? There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. It was the poster.
これだ。現場が他の場所だと示す根拠は更衣室にあったポスターだよ。
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
ポスターが根拠だと。
Your proof is some posters?
女子更衣室にあったポスターってさ、
The poster in the girls' locker room was
巨乳グラビアアイドルのものだったんだけど、それってなんか変じゃない？
a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's a kind of strange? That's kind of judgy.
だって女子更衣室のポスターがグラビアアイドルのものなんてさ。
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
巨乳じゃなくて巨乳だったりして。
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake. You know what? It doesn't matter. If they make her happy, that is the only thing that matters.
それともう一方の男子更衣室に貼られていたのは。
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had... Got all your favorite characters hanging out right now.
女子に大人気のアイドルグループトルネードのポスターだったんだ。
A poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
これも男子更衣室にはふさわしくないよね。
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
つまり女子更衣室と男子更衣室のポスターは互いに入れ替えられていると。
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched. So it's being translated as Jack or Jill. But when you hear them speaking in Japanese, you can hear that they're saying genocide show. So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched.
それだけじゃないよ。二つの更衣室にはもう一つおかしな点があったんだ。
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
そうだよね、最上さん。
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura? The show is in the Brazilian version too. So it actually like has the word show, like for the name title. It's not just what they're saying. Yeah, there is a lot of localization I find in the English version. You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
プロテインコーヒー。以前女子更衣室でのトレーニング中に床にプロテインコーヒーをこぼしてしまってな。
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
されど事件後に見たときはそのシミがきれいに掃除されていたのだ。
But I noticed after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away. I'm just noticing for the first time that they had like the three girls with very light hair in a row there. No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Where is the other rug? Here.
これだ。女子更衣室のカーペットにあったシミは掃除されたわけじゃないんだ。
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
男子更衣室のカーペットで見つかったよ。
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
それは確かに我がこぼしたプロテインコーヒーの痕跡だ。
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
ではカーペットまでもが入れ替えられていたというのですか？
Then does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
ですが何のためでしょう。
But why would anyone do that?
犯行現場を男子更衣室から女子更衣室に移すため。
To
そう
move,
は考えられないかな。
to move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What?
つまり犯人は現場を入れ替えるために
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime,
死体と一緒に血痕の付着したポスターとカーペットを移動させたんだよ。
the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
そうすることで現場を部屋ごと入れ替えたんだ。
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
確かにそう考えることはできますが、その行為にどんな意味があるのです？
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother in doing that? Huh?
わざわざ現場を入れ替えるなんて、どうしてそんなことをする必要があるのでしょう。
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
それ以前に本当の殺人現場が男子更衣室なのだとしたら
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room,
被害者である藤崎さんはどのようにして男子更衣室に入ったのですか？
then how did Chihiro get into the boys' locker room in the first place? Well, you know, if it looks like a duck and it has the e-handbook of a duck, then maybe it might be a duck. You know? No, thank you.
更衣室に入るにはカードリーダーに電子生徒手帳を通さなければなりません。
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
ですが女性である藤崎さんの電子生徒手帳では女子更衣室にしか入れないはずです。
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
つまり彼女は男子更衣室には入れなかったはずなのです。
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
いや、方法ならある。なんなら俺が教えてやってもいいべ。
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
怪しいですわね。
I highly doubt that. Just no faith in Yasuhiro at all. You're the culprit? How dare you, Rin? How dare you?
怪しくない。ビシッと教えてやる。その方法ってやつをな。
Shut up. I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it. Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? I mean, literally anyone can get into any of the locker rooms. We know that all the extra e-handbooks are kept in the front hall. Yasuhiro is so dumb, yeah. God, I'm so dumb. Rin, I'm just realizing your name is Rin Borabu. It's the Let's Go Rin, right? Like that's what it means. Could Chihiro have really gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? I've got it. She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall. Huh? What thing? Talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could have gotten into the boys' locker room, no problem. Except for Leon's handbook is broken. Yeah, theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could have gotten into the boys' locker room. Oh, come on, Bill, let's go, Bill. Got it. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was. In which case, can we really say that she used it? Okay, fast forward a little bit. No, she didn't hack her e-handbook. Missed it. God damn it. I shot too high.
藤崎さんがだ
彼女は彼女は超高それくらい。いや、そう、あいつは玄関ホール。あれとは
もちろんクワタッチの電
Got it.
それは違うよ。
いや、藤崎さんが桑田くんの生徒手帳を使ったとは考えられないよ。
No, I don't think that Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
なんでだべ。
Why not?
壊れてたんだよ。玄関ホールにあった桑田くんの生徒手帳は。
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
なるほど。じゃあ無理だな。
Oh, well then yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh? Yes, Chihiro.
呆れるほどにあっさりだな。
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up. I'm with you, Sakura.
それ以前に他人の生徒手帳を使うのは法則違反じゃありません。
Really, Celeste, as the ultimate gambler, you haven't thought of this loophole yet? Yeah, plus isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
法則にあったのは他人への貸与禁止だけだ。他人に貸すのは禁止だが、借りるのは禁止じゃない。
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
つまり、死人の電子生徒手帳をいくら借りようとも法則違反にはならないはずだ。
You're enjoying the music, Sus? That's a good thing, because it's going for fucking ever. These class trials are so long. In other words, you can borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
そう、その通りなのです。
Yep, yep, yep. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
だが、そもそも壊れているのでは話にならんな。
And of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
やはり改造したのだな。超高校級のプログラマーの腕を使って。
So then she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
よっこい。電子生徒手帳の改造は不可能だよ。勝手に中を開けると防犯ブザーが鳴る仕組みなんで。
This is... You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring. Monokuma's voice is so cute. It is disturbingly cute for a terrible thing.
桑田の電子生徒手帳でもなく改造したわけでもないとなる。
So if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
むしろ苗木誠殿の推理の方が間違い。
Maybe Mr. Nagi's initial assumption is just wrong?
被害者が男子更衣室に入れないならそうなっちゃうよね。
It seems like there's no way she could have gotten to the boys' locker room, so I guess...
では僕は戸上くんに投票するぞ。
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
ちょっと待って。
Hold on a second.
苗木くんの推理はいい線いってると思うけど。
I agree with you though. I think you're on the right
彼
track.
の意見に賛成よ。
久々に口開いたと思ったら何言ってやがんだ。
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
あいつは男子更衣室に入れねえんだぞ。だったら
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
どうして入れないって決めつけられるの？男子更衣室に入った可能性は残っているはずよ。
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access. Yeah, Mondo has a good voice.
ギリギリくん、それはどのような可能性だ？
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
そうね。それを確かめるために。
Well, to explain that,
どうかしら。少し学級裁判を休憩しない？
why don't we
みん
take
なを連れて行きたい場所があるんだけど。
why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you to all come see something. We're allowed to take breaks?
ちょっと何言ってんのさ。
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing? Kyoko, glad to see you're back, yeah? It's about time that you speak up.
その方が学級裁判も盛り上がると思うわよ。それはあなたにとっても好都合なはずだけど。
Don't worry, this will make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
学級裁判が盛り上がるの？
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
じゃあいいよ。学級裁判の
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess. Everybody, it's a pee break. Go to the bathroom. Huh? For real?
見せたいものってどこにあんの？つまんないものだったら許さないからね。
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy. Yeah, I was thinking recess time, you know, like everybody just runs to the playground and is like, no, I want the swings.
ご期待に添えると思うわよ。じゃあ、行きましょうか。
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go? So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... like, oh man, this is recess time. Why are we still working? The girls' locker room. We've already searched this place from top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy? I mean, Taka, you amongst everyone else didn't even fucking notice it was an extension cord. So I'm not particularly impressed with your ability to search something top to bottom. This is like when you go to an escape room with a bunch of people and you want to look at something and then someone's like, oh, no, I've already checked that. And you're like, I want to check it myself, but I don't want to look like a micromanaging bitch. I'm like, okay, I'll trust that you've checked that. And then 20 minutes of fruitless search later, you go and look and there's something there very obvious that was missed. And you're like, son of a bitch. I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. They never checked, right? Yeah. Not that that's ever happened to me before or anything, and we lost the escape room as a result. Admittedly, there's no guarantee we would have solved the escape room anyway. You want to check it again? Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time. Examine her carefully? Like, using our hands? Don't be gross, Ifumi. Don't be gross. Okay. No, wait.
女性の体をベタベタと触るわけにもいかないから。僕は遠慮した方がいいだろうな。
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a dead girl's body.
俺は気持ち悪いとかそういうあれじゃなくて、これには宗教上の問題があるとかないとか。
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything. It's just based on religious grounds, you know? You guys are all chickens, okay? What is happening? We need to investigate the corpse a little bit more because apparently there is something there that will change the course of this investigation. But all of these guys are being wimps and they don't want to actually look at the body. Yet again, leaving all the work for me. Okay, thank you, Sakura. Very well, I'll do it.
でも女の子のさくらちゃんが死体に触るなんてやっぱここは男子に任せた方が
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it. Sakura looks like she's caused dead bodies. Okay, she'll be fine. She can handle this. I don't think that corpses can consent to this kind of thing, though. Hopefully, they're not doing anything that would require consent. They're just examining. Yeah.
Yeah. 藤崎も男に触られるよりは女である我に触られる方がマシだろう。
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. We haven't found out. We're about to find out.
我に任せておけ。
So just leave this to me.
さくらちゃん。あれユリなの？二人ってそういう関係？
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? Somebody take the Fujoshi out to the hall, okay? She's not welcome here right now. That's not it at all. Stop screwing around. Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion. See, Sakura is the correct person to do this. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then begins to quietly examine her body.
全身をじっくりと調べるのよ。そうすれば謎が解けるわ。
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we'll solve this particular mystery.
全身をは言うが
Her entire body? I know you say that, but...
こんなことに一体何の意味が
What? This is... What does this mean?
どうしたの？
What is it?
バカだそんなバカだ
Not possible. It's not possible. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
こいつは
This girl is...
何
Is what?
男だ
Is a boy!
そうですか男の人でしたが本当にありがとうございました
Oh. Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. You know he's going to do a double take in like a second. Also, welcome in, Kamen Rider. How's your day going? And there we go. What? You're joking, right?
我は冗談など言わぬ
I wouldn't joke about this. I mean, another way that they could have done this instead of this way is they could have gone to her room and seen A, if there was a toolkit or a sewing kit, and B, if the bathroom door locked, because that would definitely give them a hint without having to have the trauma of, like, feeling up a corpse, basically. Then it's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
ほらほらお前ら知らなかったのそんなの最初から分かりきってることじゃん
Hmm? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. I mean, Monokuma, you do have access to a lot of information that we don't know. True, but I mean, admittedly, with some of the dead people, I guess she could claim that she changed rooms with one of them.
藤崎千尋は男の子だよ
I wonder, because Chihiro is a name that I've only seen in, like, media once before, really. I wonder if Chihiro is like a recognized kind of gender-neutral name. Because there are definitely some names that are gender-neutral in Japanese, the same way in English, you know, like Robin, Jordan, stuff like that. Chris.
なんと女装だったか己燃えやがるやっときやがった
And he was a cross-dresser? No, I'm really on fire. I wish I had killed him. Yeah, Chihiro definitely would have been Genocide Jill's type. He's just a little guy.
なるほどねギリギリさんが見せたいものって
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
テンションを持続させたまま裁判所に戻ってさっさと議論を再開させましょうか
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
長らくお待たせしましたでは学級裁判を再開します
Ahem, I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
衝撃の事実発覚藤崎千尋は男だったではその続きからどうぞ
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there. I wonder if they're going to try to say Genocide Jack did it again, because if Chihiro was a boy, then that means that Chihiro was somebody who fit kind of the victim profile. Amazing how they tried to make Monokuma as much as unlikable as they could, and he still got a massive fan base. Yeah. Yep.
どんな理由があったかは知らないけど、藤崎千尋は女性ではなく男性だった。それは確かよ。
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. Yeah, we'll just have to look for more evidence. It's your execution? No, Rin! To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
そして被害者が男性だったなら男子更衣室にも問題なく入れたはずよ。
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
奴の電子生徒手帳が男のものならそうなるな。
Considering we started this class trial like over an hour ago, I really hope that there isn't another hour of class trial. Assuming his handbook did in fact list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
もちろん男子の電子生徒手帳を配ってあるよ。
Thank you so much for the follow, Kamen Rider Leo.
男の子だもん。
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through. I mean, sometimes you just want to wear a pretty skirt, right?
そうなると苗木君の推理通りだとしても何も問題ないわね。
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
男子更衣室で殺され、その後女子更衣室に運ばれた。
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and it was then later moved to the girls' locker room. You're too young? Oh.
女子更衣室に入るときは前園さんや江ノ島さんの電子生徒手帳を使えば容易だったはずよ。
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
では藤崎君が殺された現場は本当に男子更衣室だったのだな。
So Chihiro was really killed in the boys' locker room?
相変わらず現場を移動させた意図はわからないけど、その可能性は高いでしょうね。
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, it does seem plausible. I think I remember the motive for moving the body. We'll see if it's what I'm thinking of.
そうか。妙だと思ったんだ。
Well, I must admit, I find it rather odd.
あいつの体の感触、女の体の割にはどうも違和感があった。
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
なんか興奮するシチュエーションね。
This is a most titillating situation.
だが、これで繋がった。すべての謎がようやく明らかになったな。
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear. Not all of them.
明らかになるも何もあんたが犯人って流れだったはずだけど。
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever, we still think you're the killer, remember?
面白い。実に面白いじゃないか。
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
違う世界に行ってしまいましたな。
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
それで苗木君はどう思うの？これでもまだ犯人は戸上君だと思うの？
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think that Byakuya is the killer?
藤崎さんの死をジェノサイダーショーの犯行に見せかけたのは間違いなく戸上君だったと思う。
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
だけど、
But
やっぱり犯人は戸上君じゃないのかも。
I think he might not be the actual killer after all.
そもそも苗木誠殿が言い出しっぺなのに。
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
だって戸上君の余裕の態度は謎が解けるのを楽しんでるみたいだ。
He just seems to be too easygoing about all of this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
まるで他人事だよ。そんな風に振る舞っていられるのって。
The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
実際に他人事だから。
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him? Or he could just be a fucking psychopath.
それに戸上君が残した証拠はなんていうかあからさますぎるんだよ。
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... How can I put it? Overt.
わざわざ延長コードを使うことで自分が関わった証拠をあえて残したような。
He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
そんな風に思えるんだ。
At least that's how I see it. It's like, well, either Byakuya didn't use the extension cord, literally anybody could have grabbed it from the library, or he's just a real asshole because he's fucking, like, throwing extra confusion on the investigation. Because why on earth would you implicate yourself for fun? And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
藤崎さんが男だと知った時もだよ。
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
本当の犯人ならそんなところで動揺するはずがないのに。
If you were really the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
なるほどな。そうか。明確な根拠がないのが気になるが。
So that's what you're thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but...
まあ、いいだろう。とりあえず正解にしておいてやるか。
It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
正解?
Mark it as correct?
苗木の言う通りだ。俺は犯人ではない。
He's right. I'm not the culprit.
たまたま最初に女子更衣室で死体を見つけたんで、あんな偽装をしてみたというわけだ。
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it. Are you fucking with us right now?
ふざけてなどいない。これが真相だ。
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
信じられるか?
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
信じたくないならそれで結構。みんなで仲良く処刑にでもなるか?
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
もしそれが本当ならさ、じゃああんたはどうして死体の偽装なんかしたの?
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why did you do that to this body?
そんな理由などどうでもいい。今は犯人を当てる方が重要なはずだぞ。
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is so much more important, wouldn't you say?
おい、苗木。俺が犯人ではないなら、本当の犯人は誰だというんだ?
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
それはもう少し話し合ってみないとわからないけど。
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
まだ続けんの? もういいんでない? どう考えても戸上っちが犯人だって。
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it. You're just not paying attention, are you, Yasuhiro?
私は付き合うわよ。疑問があるならとことん話し合うべき。
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. It's not like your fucking lives are hanging in the balance or anything.
もしここで判断を誤れば、私たちはみんな揃って処刑されるんだし。
Because if we're all wrong, we all die here. See, Kyoko, this is why you're one of the best girls.
そうですわね。では、私もお付き合いいたしましょう。
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
もちろん俺も参加するべ。
Damn straight. Count me in.
君には意志というものがないのか?
Do you not have a mind of your own?
昆虫じゃねえし、意志くらいあんぞ。
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
とにかくもう一度話し合ってみようよ。犯人を決めるのはその後でも遅くないはずだよ。
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
確かにそうだな。
That's very true.
命かかっちゃってるしね。
All our lives are on the line.
それでは犯人当てゲームの再開といこうか。
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek? But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's only one thing we can be sure about that we know about the killer. No, I didn't even know that there were stage plays. The killer's a guy because the killer had to be able to get into the boys' locker room. Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boy's handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Okay, Celeste's account. Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it? Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer? If someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now. Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now. Yeah, all we need right now is any kind of new info. It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer, and only the killer. I mean, why isn't Celeste speaking up? And it's not like they're just going to turn themselves in. Game over. Game over, man. Game over. No, not game over. For anyone who is a fan of, what was it, hackers. No, as a matter of fact, there is an eyewitness account. Yeah, okay. Stop. What? That's not the right thing? Okay. There.
被害者を目撃した人なら他にもいたはずだよ。そうだよね、聖司さん。
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste? Like, why didn't Celeste just fucking speak up instead of making us drag this out of her?
そういえばそうでした。私が見ていましたわね。
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
マジですか?
Huh? Really?
ああ、この話は苗木くんにしかしていませんでしたか。
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
では、皆さん知らなかったのですね。ですから、醜く騒いでいらしたのですね。
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That's why you're all making such ugly noises. Oh, Celeste. Whatever, just hurry up and tell us.
昨日の夜時間になる直前でした。藤崎くんを寄宿舎の倉庫で目撃したのです。
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
藤崎くんはスポーツバッグの中に手味などを詰め込んでおられました。
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
おそらくその足でトレーニングに向かったのでしょう。
Thank you so much. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
スポーツバッグにジャージ？現場にそんなものは残されていなかったぞ。
A track jacket and a duffel bag, but we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
おそらく犯人が処分したのだろう。証拠隠滅のためにな。
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
その時なのですが、彼は気になる言葉を口走っていたのです。
And that's when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
藤崎くんは確かに急ぐと言っていましたわ。
Chihiro told me that he was in a hurry.
急ぐということは誰かと待ち合わせをしていた。
But why would he be in a
そう
hurry?
考えられませんか？
Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
つまり藤崎千尋殿は誰かと待ち合わせをし、その人物とトレーニングに向かったと。
So Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together.
我や朝比奈がいくら誘っても一緒にトレーニングしようとはしなかったのだ。
Because that would have given it up. But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined. Because that would have revealed that he was a boy and not a girl. To everybody, basically.
それは正体がバレるのが嫌だったからだろ?
Well, probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
逆に言えば待ち合わせをしていた人物はよほど信頼されていたのですね。
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
大事な秘密がバレても構わないと思えるほどに。
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
麗しき友情ね。
Oh, what a marvelous friendship.
要はその待ち合わせ相手が犯人で、それが誰なのかを突き止めればいいんだね。
The point is, whoever you met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
でもこれだけの手がかりじゃ見当も。
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
ついているじゃない。
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
もう犯人は分かってるじゃない。
You know who the killer is.
本当か？
Seriously?
誰が犯人だ？
Who is it? Who's the killer?
犯人が処分したスポーツバッグやジャージに注目してみるのよ。
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
その特徴から考えれば、彼が誰と会ったかは明白になるはずよ。
Focus on the details of these items and it should become obvious who is waiting for him.
それは本当なんですの？
Are you sure about that?
すでに処分された証拠から犯人が判明するなんて。
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
まさか指紋を調べるとか？
What, you want to track down some fingerprints or something?
道具もないのに素人の僕らには無理だ。
Even if we had the equipment, we wouldn't know how to use it.
そもそも証拠品はすでに処分されている。指紋を取るにも現物がなければどうしようもあるまい。
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
それでも推理ならできるはずよ。みんなでよく話し合ってみればわかるわ。
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
話し合ってみろって言われても。
Easy for you to say.
じゃあセレスちゃんに聞くけど、そのバッグやジャージには何か特徴とかなかった？
But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
バッグは倉庫にある普通のバッグでしたわ。
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse.
倉庫にあるバッグはその一種類だけですし、特徴と言われましても。
All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
我と記憶によればジャージにはある程度の種類があったはずだ。
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. What, is it that different size ones are different colors or something?
ということは藤崎の持っていたジャージに犯人につながる手がかりがあるのではないか。
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
だったら彼が持っていたジャージについて話し合ってみましょうか。
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took. Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose that specific tracksuit that he did? What do you mean that specific tracksuit? I got it. He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing. Are you twinning? So what you're saying is that the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black. I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks. I have a white tracksuit personally. Okay. I got it from the warehouse if you must know. Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is? Huh. You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? She's right. What he just said now is really odd. How did he know something like that? I missed it. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So we have to ask, why did he choose that specific tracksuit? He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing? Oh, how did he know that the tracksuit was blue? Yeah. Have we said that? Okay. Okay, where is it? There we go. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say? Huh? What'd I say?
だってさっきセレスさんが証言した時は
Uh-oh, Mondo. Yeah, it definitely looks like this is the one that I remembered. When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said, I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
ジャージの色については何も言ってなかったんだ
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
どうして大和田君は藤崎さんの着ていたジャージが青だって知ってるの
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit? What are you... You just...
セレス、藤崎のジャージの色とは何色だったんだ
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
確かに青でしたわね。
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
その話学級裁判前に誰かにした
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
私がこの話をしたのは苗木くんだけですわ。
The only one I told about any of this was you.
では大和田はいつ知ったんだ藤崎千尋のジャージが青いということ
Then Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was? Because I just...
捜査の時にそのジャージを見つけて
I hate to break it to you, Taka. I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation, except for that the tracksuit in the duffel bag has not been seen. It's been missing the entire time.
いいえそれはない
No, that can't be it.
私たちが捜査を始めた時バッグとジャージはすでに処分された後だったはず
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
じゃあそいつがジャージの色を知ってるのは
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was
死ぬ前のチータが持ってるの見ていたからそれしかねえじゃん
is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
チータンって藤崎ちゃんのこと
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? Again, a bad translation there. Like Chi-chan going into Cherry, I'm like, eh.
でどうなのよあんたはジャージを見たの見なかったの
So how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
たまたまだ昨日の夜たまたま見たんだ
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
相手がジャージを持って歩いてるところよ
He walked past me and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
それもありえないよだってセレスさんの証言によると
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, he got it this morning. Oh yeah, it wasn't. I guess it was last night. Never mind. She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
藤崎さんはセレスさんに指摘された後ジャージをバッグの中にしまったらしいんだ
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
だからたまたま見ただけじゃバッグの中のジャージの色なんてわからないはずだよ
If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
墓穴を掘ったのね
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
むしろそう仕向けたんだろそのためにあんなことを言ったんだな
But perhaps you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
藤崎千尋のジャージの特徴から考えれば奴が誰と会ったのかは明白だなんてされごとを
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with. What a bunch of nonsense.
なるほどブラフだったのですね
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Be a better gambler, Celeste. You should have noticed that sooner.
あなたの真の目的は犯人の出現を引き出すことだったのですね
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
そのために犯人が分かったなどと言って
That's
動
why,
揺を誘って
that's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
そうよただし
That's right. However,
私は最初から大和田君を狙い撃ちにするつもりだ
Mondo was my target
怪
all
しい
along.
のは彼だと分かっていたから
I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
どうして大和田君が怪しいって思ったの
But why? What made you so suspicious?
さあどうしてかしら
The way he was acting? That's a good question. Nope. There's a certain turning point that turned me off, or maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo. Oh yeah, the dude. You tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. Again, this is not a great translation, but still, the point kind of stands. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something that we didn't. You noticed such a tiny detail? Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful. No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend. Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro? Oh, Mondo, yeah. I didn't kill anyone. You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal? Oh, Taka. Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation. It's true, my reasoning on that is pretty shaky. That was fast. Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we're all at leads. My time has nearly come. Yeah, Hifumi, you've been holding on to some piece of information the entire time. You really should have been sharing that with the rest of the class. What, am I telling you something? That's what my little ghost friend is telling me. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me that you'd found some evidence? Really? What kind of evidence? Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant. Just out with it, Hifumi. At this point, anything helps, right? Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us. Hifumi, it's your life and everyone else is over a murderer. So say something. Exactly. It's like, let us decide if it's not important. If you really insist, then... Here it is. Hmm? What do you have there? It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up. You found it on the ground, right? And then it must be... I mean, it could be Mondo's or Chihiro's. I'm guessing it's... I'm gonna say it's Chihiro's, but I have a feeling maybe it's Mondo's, and Mondo has Chihiro's. We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right? Yeah, Chihiro's wasn't delivered. Good point, good point. Yeah, for a fact. For a fact, indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it. Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right? Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
殺人が行われた後、犯人が証拠隠滅を兼ねて
Except for they're like indestructible. I imagine that the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder. But
だが妙だな。そ
exactly.
の電子生徒手帳はそう簡単に壊れないはずだぞ。
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
ええ、その通りです。
You're right, they're not.
完全防水でショック耐性も強いからめったなことでは壊れないはずなんですが。
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
ですが、この電子生徒手帳は壊れていますわよ。
And yet
玄
this
関ホールにあった桑田くんの電子生徒手帳もです。
and yet this one does appear to be broken. As is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall.
自信満々の割には壊れすぎじゃありません。
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
うぷぷ、実はそこに謎があったりして。
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
さて、どうして電子生徒手帳は壊れたんでしょうかね。
How precisely did the handbooks get broken? He did say that there was a weak point. How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation. By hitting its weak point. Yeah, it is very weird that both male handbooks are broken so far. You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
覚えてた。
Oh. I bet I know. It's not, and this is why I think maybe I remembered some stuff from last time when I played this. Yeah, you remembered that?
確かにそう口を滑らせたかもしれないけど、でも弱点の詳細は誰にも言ってないんだからね。
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was. I'm betting it's heat.
だがめったなことでは壊れぬ電子生徒手帳が立て続けに2体も壊れているとなる。
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
誰かがその弱点に気づいたとしか思えないわね。
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
ねえ、モノクマは知っているのよね。その弱点って何なの？
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So what is it?
それを言えと？
Huh? You're asking me?
学級裁判をフェアに進めるために必要な情報だと思うけど。
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial. It's just something you noticed, don't know what it could mean. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but, you know, 2 is definitely the start of a pattern.
でもそれを教えちゃって真似する人が出てきたら困るからな。
But if I tell you and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
いいじゃん、教えて。絶対に真似しないから。
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
しょうがないな。お願いされると弱いんだよね。
Oh well. I have a
真似しないでよ。
weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
じゃあ特別に発表いたしましょう。無敵な電子生徒手帳の唯一の弱点とは？
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
長時間高温状態にさらされると熱暴走してぶっ壊れてしまうんです。
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it'll suffer a meltdown and totally break. Yeah, so that's Mondo's, because he was in the sauna. And so the handbook that Mondo actually has is Chihiro's.
やっぱりね。
I flippin' knew it.
やっぱり
You knew it.
でこの電子生徒手帳はサウナに落ちていましたから。
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
サウナの室温は摂氏100度にもなりますが、どうしてやけどしないのか不思議じゃありません。
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? I'm assuming that's Fahrenheit. God damn.
それは蒸発した汗の水分を含有する空気層が皮膚の周囲にできて皮膚を守ってくれるからです。
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
ちなみにサウナで高温の空気を皮膚に直接吹きつけるとやけどしますが、
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
これは 皮膚の周囲の空気層が乱れるせいなのです。そのためサウナで動き回ると皮膚に痛みが生じます。
Yeah, please be specific, Monokuma. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you might feel a burning when you move around.
ですのでサウナ内は静かにしておくようにしましょうね。
So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
なるほど。また一つ賢くなったぞ。
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
でもいい豆知識ですけどね。
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
でもさ、被害者の電子生徒手帳がサウナで発見されたってことは、
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
もしかして犯人は狙って壊したのかな。
then the
高
killer
温って弱点を狙って。
then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
ではやはり犯人は知っていたのだな。
Meaning that
電子
somehow
生徒手帳の弱点を。
meaning that the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
でも犯人はどうやって知ったの？モノクマは誰にも教えてないって言ってたよ。
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
謎ですな。
Indeed, quite the mystery.
偶然知ったんだとしたら
What if they found out by accident?
偶然とはどういう意味？
What do you mean by accident?
犯人は何かの折に偶然サウナで電子生徒手帳を壊してしまった。
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
そこで電子生徒手帳の弱点を知ったおかげで
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
2度目の藤崎千尋の時は狙って壊すことが可能となる。
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
可能性はあるかもしれんが、では誰がそれをやったんだ？
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
サウナに電子生徒手帳を持ち込み壊してしまった人間など。
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna, but we do know of somebody who went into the sauna fully clothed.
心当たりがあるかもしれない。
I might know someone who did.
マジですかいだ。
Whoa, seriously?
一人だけ心当た
I
りが
think the one who might have taken their handbook into the sauna
電子生徒手
was...
帳を
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... There we go.
これが僕の答えだ。大和田君、サウナで
Mono,
電子生徒手
your
帳を
handbook
壊
got
したの
broken in the sauna, didn't it?
君なんじゃないか。
なんだと？
What?
なぜだ。
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
前に大和田君と石丸君は
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
その時
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
あの時の制服
But little did he realize he'd also left his handbook in one of the uniform pockets.
そこで大和田君は
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
待て、下前。
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill...
僕は認めんぞ。
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof. Yeah, the towel just resting on his pompadour is fantastic. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I did. Shit. Okay. Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook. In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right. Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine. See? Look. Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown, if I can just prove that. And that'll show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be... It's how do I change? I mean, technically I think that Chihiro's is the right one. Too late. Nope, also the wrong thing. What the hell are you talking about? Just shut up, you little bitch. There. Mondo, The handbook you have right now, is it really yours? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Is that one actually yours? Or isn't that one actually yours? What the heck are you talking about? What I mean is, I think that Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. So he has Leon's. Because I'm like, how did Leon's get broken from extreme heat? Like, that means that it wouldn't have been broken from, like, the... I don't think that the baseballs would have generated that much heat, and he didn't get close enough to the furnace. Yeah, I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook should never have broken. That's right. The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it. So then the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes? But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited? Well, here's how I look at it. There's a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules. Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but... Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up. Okay then, why don't we look back on this case one more time from the beginning? That way everything will become clear and we'll all see if I was right or wrong. Okay, time for the comic. Oh, okay, that's right. I'm trying to remember all of the controls here. This one. Act 2. It's a little... Okay, I guess the key pass? And going into the locker room? I guess maybe exercising? I'm not sure what that one would be. Maybe the blood splatter on the poster? Okay, so we rolled up the carpet. Grabbed the poster. Picked up the body. I don't feel like it's that. But we'll come back to that one. Okay. We went in. God. The order of like this is so hard. I guess maybe we put up the poster. Yeah, we can see the posters up there. So we switch the rooms. Then Byakuya comes in because he's a little jackass. Maybe not this, actually. He writes Bloodlust. Mondo. Okay, it's definitely not the key pass. Fuck. Maybe it is. Because we need a key pass to throw There. We throw it in. I feel like the order is wrong there. It looks quite wrong. Yeah, we might have to swap it for another. Maybe this is there, and this is here, maybe? Girl's door. Okay. We can at least, we can run through it too, and it would tell us if something is wrong. We're still missing one here for when we swap them. I think maybe this is, we pick them up there. Let's try reenacting it and see if anything pops as being wrong. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With the bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met with was the one who killed them. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approaching the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try to hide the act. First, pulling up the blood-stained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they'd brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker rooms in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. Shit. Okay, that one is wrong. Okay, so we're safe up to here. We just have the last little bit. I'm sure that this one is right, because it's him fucking with things and putting bloodlust there and stuff like that. Okay. Oh, it's the rope. God, I'm stupid. It's the rope. Okay, I do think that this one looks a little strange here at the end, but like the red floor and everything, I'm willing to risk it. We're close enough into it that I think that this is right. I love that it picks up where we got it wrong too. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. No, thank you. So after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack is responsible for the slaughter. Shit. Okay, we're getting into dicey territory now. I would have thought that opening up the door of the sauna would have been the correct thing to do there. Okay, it's definitely not the dumbbell. I guess it's going into the pool room. Okay. I still think that this is possibly right for like the sauna flooring. Because if it's not that, then it's this one, and I feel like this is possibly wrong, because like why would somebody be holding it after having thrown it? I feel like it hitting the floor is more accurate. Okay. There we go. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. Good, we got it right. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew this is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Oh, Mondo, my love. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada? Wait. No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? I mean, we just went over it all. You need evidence. But why male models? Like, we just went over this, Taka. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him. Evidence that Mondo is the killer. That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. Mondo, turn on your handbook and tell us what name comes up. A new element has been added. Oh my god, don't introduce a new mechanic now. Fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the right bumper button... Yeah, bruv, we get it. You have a bromance, exactly. A fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push AY however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. This only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point... No, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't even know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle... Okay. Okay, I gotta double check the mechanics of this, because I don't remember how to do this. Okay, indicates the current tempo. You'll have to press buttons in rhythm. Failing to hit a statement in time will count as a miss. As you continue to match the rhythm, you'll have a chance to lock onto an enemy statement. At this point, press the A button. So I think we just press A constantly, and then we press Y when we're ready, like to keep the tempo, and then we press Y to attack. You can lock onto multiple statements and just read them all at once. Okay. Oh god, we gotta reload? X button, okay. Each button press will reload one bullet. Okay.
証拠を提出しろ。
これで証明するよ。
There, I feel like that was actually easier without the markers.
今までの僕の考えが当たってるなら、
If my thinking is right so far,
小田君は
Mondo must have replaced his broken
壊れた
handbook
自
with
分の電子
Leon's.
制作だから
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now.
そうすれば
Once we do that, we'll...
必要はねえ。
We don't gotta do that. Yeah, Necrodancer has paid off, and the years of DDR. Huh? Yeah, yeah. I did it. I killed him. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Nice, we got more Monokuma coins. Bro, what are you saying? I got no choice, man. After hearing all of that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict. Roger that. Wait, hold on. No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Uh-oh. This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, yes it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owara! In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. Yeah, rip to your boy, 100%. There's no way he would kill someone. Oh, sorry. Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? I don't remember. Like, I did remember that Mondo was the killer. This is the execution that I remembered that I've been talking about. So I did remember that Mondo was a killer and gets executed. I don't particularly remember why he killed Chihiro. And personally, I feel like he was being very respectful of Chihiro by moving him into the women's, like, room. I don't think that that was a thing to try to confuse the case. I feel like that was more of like, this was the way that you were presenting and I'm respecting you. But I guess we'll see. Why? Why did you do it? Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf. The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. I'm not sure if I'm going into it blind after this point. I don't remember another murderer. So there might be something that as I play past this, it might ping something for me and I go, oh wait, yes, I have seen this, but I don't have anything that I particularly remember after this. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide himself and bury further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you were a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Weak. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy. It is not cool to out people, Monokuma. And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. You don't know, man. Sometimes people are cool. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet... Sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now. But I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong. Then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger. Now's my chance. I'm gonna get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his body and mind. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it. When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them for help to help him from there. And the person he went to... It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that. So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't it to cover up what he'd done? That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would be arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so... He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all of that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. We love a complex, conflicted character. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know. So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed. That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone? It's impossible. How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Oh, Mondo. I'm sure I have a feeling it was probably an accident. Mondo, the ultimate bike gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had a chance to go and join the gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo even got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything that he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had to put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Can't spell croissant. A kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of all the other members of the gang. Which is why I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win. I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. During the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushes ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashes into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Oh, Mondo, that's so sad. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team. You and me put together. It's a promise between men. Killed versus a part of the death is a wildly different thing, yeah. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. As a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was going to lose to the kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. Wow, that's rough. That is rough. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to say or think, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus. Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would... You're right, but... I want to change. I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us? So what? You're just saying I should say it? You're saying if I really am, I should be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try to overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
Huh?
You making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now? I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? What was I was supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything? What's wrong? Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face? Not everything's about you, Mondo. No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength. That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you. And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring down at him. Down on the ground. I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. A madness mantra, all the killers seem to have that moment, yeah. And then thanks to that, I did something I can never take back. Mondo. No ad break. Snooze. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get to a safe spot. It's just like last time, goddammit. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that's lived in his heart, like his... And it turned him into cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him. You see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory, for that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say that again, I dare you. Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. What I want to say is what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now. Because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Just get to it, please. Punishing? You mean an execution? That's what I promised you, right? The blacking that disturbs the peace will be punished. Hold on. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time. I said wait. Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made from one man to another. Yeah, this is what I remembered. Mondo butter? I did not, even though I remembered the motorcycle thing, I did not expect that. I kind of expected a fried husk sort of thing, not Mondo butter. I think it's an almond butter joke. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. As Taka's sad screams invade our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of our game? Byakuya? You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. You do realize that, I mean, many of your friends are dead. Of course I do, because this game is life or death. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. You could have died because you interfered. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. No, ads. Snooze again. God damn it. It chilled me to the bone. Last night when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual. So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it. Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. Yes, cease ads. After he'd gone, I looked inside and I saw the corpse. What, you mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him. So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning? Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have revealed revealed right at the beginning. And it would have saved me 2.5 hours of doing this. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did that all to liven things up? So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene? But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who really had done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Only if you could convince them all that you would, like, mess with everything. They might think that you were lying and voting, like, for something else anyway. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What? So that was your reason. Are you satisfied? Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on. There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma. Oh? I'm up next? You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? 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 Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every stupid little thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly you understand me. But I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved a complete victory, you're up next. I'm gonna find you and kill you. Understand? In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion. Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes. I will kill you. Temper, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Save spot? Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew it wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fears and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, all of our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see. There's one thing I'd like to ask you. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away. Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean. God, snooze ads again. Hopefully we can make it before they come back. What? My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends. Interesting. So someone was supposed to be an ace in the hole there. Was supposed to kill, but Sayaka got there first. And there is some sort of mysterious 16th student. Yeah, 10 remaining. Save spot? Okay, we received the crazy diamond present.